Record. All right, guys, we are recording. What's going on? Robbie here once again. Super excited to make another success video. We have Johan with me today, and literally just basically it was, well, today, I guess yesterday, you had your first $1,000 day. And guys, I'm so excited because I think probably this past week I've done at least 5 success videos, which is crazy. And we're in December right now as I'm making this video, which is right around Christmas time. So it just goes to show that you can have a lot of success with Commission Hero once you start to get in the groove here. So I'm super excited. Johan is also very excited as well. I know he's excited. So hey, Johan, thank you so much for being on the call today, and also for doing this.
No, great. It's a pleasure, Robbie. It's been a journey, but I got here, and it's great. So
absolutely,
I'm very, very happy.
Yeah. So first question I got to ask is, like, how does it feel? Like, or how did it feel when you logged into your Clickbank account and saw that you made over $1,000?
Yeah, well, you know, every morning when you get up, you know, the first thing I reach for is my phone.
Yep.
I hit refresh, and it's been a bit of a downer for a long time.
Yep.
But this morning it was just wow, amazing. You know, I was at $366 last night when I went to bed, and
yep.
6 hours later I looked again and it was $1,800. So
wow.
I was just stunned.
It's crazy, right? And it's such a, and I love that feeling, and it's so different because you see other people doing it, right? And it's not, but when it happens to you, it's like, wow, like it doesn't seem real, right? It's like almost made up.
No, it's amazing. And you know, as you always say in the course, you know, everybody runs their own race, and you just can't you can't hurry it up, because you just have to do the right things, and eventually it'll be your day.
Yeah. Oh, totally, absolutely. And so, and I know that you said you did 1,800, and you actually, it was $1,000, over $1,000 in profit too, right? So.
Yes, I mean, I'm based in the UK, and I worked out it was about $1,350 or £1,000 in profit in one day. You know,
wow,
amazing.
Wow. So your first $1,000 day and $1,000 profit day. I mean, that's a double whammy. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, and we'll kind of get into it in just a bit here. But so Johan, just give me a little bit of a background on yourself. You know, obviously where you're from, like, you know, how you got, you know, what made you want to go online, and how you found Commission Hero.
Well, I'm originally from South Africa, but I've been living in the UK for about 30 years.
Okay.
Maybe even more.
Yep.
I lived here, and I also I worked in the IT industry, and I've traveled, worked in places like Bahrain in the Middle East, Germany, Gibraltar, places like that. But this is where I am. And when I worked I still work in the IT industry. I'm kind of between contracts at the moment.
Yep.
I've always kind of dabbled with wanting to do something where I'm not selling my time.
Yeah.
But every time when I have a gap between contracts, the gap was never long enough to get any traction with anything.
Yeah. Because
I was always doing it myself. I was trying to teach myself. And I worked quite a lot in the sports betting and casino and poker industry in IT, and I came across affiliate marketing there.
Okay.
And most of the affiliate marketers in that industry use SEO as the way to drive their traffic, because you can't really use Facebook for that.
No.
So I was looking around after my last contract finished. I was looking for starting it all up again, and I went to chat to my accountant, and he actually told me, you know, if you want to do something, what he does in the evenings as an accountant is he does Clickbank marketing. So he told me about Clickbank.
Yep.
So I went to sign up to Clickbank just to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And because once you search Clickbank, you know, Robbie Blanchard keeps on popping up everywhere. So I watched your video, and I thought, wow, you know, you come across as really genuine and so forth, and you can see that you really believe in what you do. but you're also validated by Clickbank because, you know, Clickbank was using you to promote the stuff. So I watched the video, I signed up immediately, I saw Inner Circle, signed up for that immediately, and off I went. And it's a turnaround in everything that I've done affiliate-wise. I've never sold anything affiliate marketing-wise before, but this really gave me the focus, and I was able to just to do the right thing from the beginning because the course is so well structured and so informative. So that's where I am.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, and it's true. I'm like, once you search Clickbank, like I'm everywhere. Yeah, it's so funny that you said that. But yeah, so how long have you been in the course, and tell me a little bit about your journey in the course so far.
Well, I joined at the beginning of September.
Yep. Okay.
And I've because I know a bit about affiliate marketing and I know quite a bit about computers and stuff like that. I've obviously thought I knew it all.
Yeah.
But I realized pretty soon going through the course that there's so much more to know and so much to learn. And it's not like an IT thing. It's about marketing. You know, you're not here to just push the buttons. You actually have to think. So I spent quite a bit of time preparing, learning, and so forth. And like most people, you know, I thought I'd try DIY first. So I set up my Ted's Woodworking and my Backyard Revolution and so forth. And I got some sales, but it was a bit of a bumpy road. You'd sell something and you'd then not sell anything for a long time. And you know, you have a mentality that you want to achieve all the time. You want to get the sales coming in. So if Ted's doesn't work, you move on to Backyard, and if that doesn't work, you move on to Easy Battery. And quickly you realize that you're just not achieving anything because you're splitting yourself too many ways.
Sure.
And I then, you know, Lepti Talks came along, and I thought, you know, let me try this and I'll just focus solely on this. And I dropped everything else, and I just did this One Health weight loss product. And I got some traction there, but it then also slowed down. I went to to your Commission Euro Live event because I thought, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to immerse myself fully in it.
Sure.
And that was a great opportunity to just rub shoulders with people. And you come back from that really boosted. So having run this weight loss thing, it kind of nosedived after that. And that's when I decided, let me stop, let me go over the course again, let me do everything properly. But this time I'll do it totally with the marketing hat on. And I'll think from the customer point of view. And that's where the turnaround came.
Love it. Love it. Oh, I love what you said there, because it's kind of like you went through a journey that most people go through, where it's like, you know, that you tried multiple products at the same time, and you know, thinking that that's going to help you make more money, right? And then you try, you know, and from an IT background, it's very technical, right? Where it's like, you know, and I try to tell people, like, this is psychology, it's marketing, it's like, these are real people we're advertising to, and once you made that switch, which you just did recently, you know, now it's like, wow, like now I can see the success coming. Like, so I love that. And I think the fact, and also we can talk about mindset a little bit here, but you know, you've had your ups and downs. Like, obviously you've been in the inner circle, some calls, like, you're excited, some you're not, which is fine. Like, hey, this is like what we all go through, right? But the big point is the fact that you haven't quit. Like, you're you know, I think you're just, you know, you're dedicated, you're committed, you know, maybe even stubborn, which something I think you have to be stubborn to do this, right? I'm the same way. I'm very stubborn. And because of that, like, you know, now you're having success because you've learned from everything that this whole journey, which, you know, honestly, the whole scheme of things, like from beginning of September till now, it's not a long time. It's not a long time, but yeah.
No, it's 2.5, 3 months, 3 months. Whatever. And it was really tough. I was really despondent at some points in time, but you've just got to persevere. You've got to stick to it. I mean, my hobby has always been sailing.
Yep.
sailing yachts. You know,
Nice.
when you're halfway across the Atlantic and there's a storm or there's no wind whatsoever, when you get no sails, it feels like there's no wind.
Yeah.
You just have to go back to the basics and do the right things and wait it out. Just keep doing it, and the conditions will change, and you'll take off again. And that's what that's the mindset that you have to have.
Sure.
This is not a get rich quick kind of scheme. This is something where you're starting a business, and you've got to study it, you've got to persevere, you've got to keep on investing in yourself and into the business.
Yeah.
And don't give up, because if you give up, you're back at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. And it seems like every one of these calls that I do, or these interviews that I do, it's very, everyone's saying the same thing, where it's like you have to treat it like a business. You have to take it serious. You know, you have to persevere, and you can't quit. Like if you do those things and you follow what's in the course, like, you know, you're going to have success, you know? And I love that. I love the fact, you know, I love the analogy with the, you know, with this, you know, wind, no wind, right? I think that's awesome. And I think, and it's true, like you have to just keep at it. So tell me about, you know, your experience. Like, obviously you're having success now. Like, so how is like, what do you think sets Commission Hero apart from like other, you know, other courses or other things out there?
Well, there are multiple things. I mean, one is that the course is well structured.
Yeah.
Now, when you come into it, it's just so much to learn. There's so many things, and it's different terminology. And if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, you know, I'd say go and find out first. You know, when you go through the videos, don't just think that you've learned it. You know, take notes.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm quite visual in the way that I think, and I always draw diagrams for myself.
Oh, cool.
Like this is Clickbank. There's the offer. This is Facebook. This is your fan page. This is how it all flows through. If you draw that diagram, and then when you go through the videos again, you can say, oh yes, this is where the TID or the UTM code or whatever flows through, and this is where the money flows, and this is what the customer does. If you do that kind of thing, there's so much information in all the videos. And then if you don't understand, or if you have any questions, there's just so much help on the Facebook group. You know, it's amazing, because the Facebook group is 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm in the UK, and you know, when I ask a question, it's somebody in Thailand or wherever who responds, because they're awake, because everybody in the US is asleep at the time. So you get 24-hour support, and on top of that, you get the support because I'm on the inner circle. You get more in-depth support there, and you get those weekly calls and so forth. It's just you're flooded with support. So that's a great thing about the course.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, and that's why I did it that way. I want to give you almost too much support. I think that's because a lot of courses they don't do that at all. So, yeah, I love that. Now, Johan, I guess we gotta show the people like your ClickBank account. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and share your screen, and let's see what you did. And then don't do refresh yet. I want to see if we got some sales while we were talking here.
Let me see if I can get it to work.
Sure, yeah. It should be just that green button there on the bottom of the Zoom.
I hit it. PC is a bit slow. I think I've got too many things open there.
Oh, no worries. All right, yep, I see it. Yep.
Can you see it now?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, that was about 4 hours ago.
Wow.
So let me see if I can refresh this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and refresh. See what we did here.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's thinking here for a second. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, amazing, right? So guys, like we just hit refresh. It was at 122 and now it's at 319.66. That's amazing. And the most important one though is that the one behind it there, the 1866 and 5 cents. I mean, that's, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this. I'm so happy for you, Johan, seriously, because you know, it's awesome to see like just how fast things can ramp up and how things can turn around pretty quick for you. Like, I mean, you had like on Monday, the 9th, it was goose eggs, right? Zero. And to go from 179 to, then to 500, then to 600, then to 1800 is it's so exciting. I mean, I get so excited seeing this. So I'm really happy for you. And this is, and the fact that, you know, right now as we're doing this video right now, it's, you know, still early in the morning here in the United States and on the West Coast too. So, you know, that I wouldn't be surprised if you have another $1,000 day, to be honest with you, at the pace.
Well, I'm hoping for it because it is better today as the run rate goes than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm only marketing to the US at the moment, US and Canada. So I'm waiting for people to get out there and start doing stuff.
I love it. I love it. And the cool thing is that it's only, you know, today's only Tuesday as we're recording this. And so like, as you get closer to the weekend, like you usually will see that ROI jump up even higher. So, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, and just the simple fact that literally you like on the 16th yesterday on that Monday, you said you spent what, $500?
Yeah, that was $520 of advertising spend.
So basically you more than tripled your money, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, when you say it like that, that's unbelievable. It's like you put $1 in, you get $3 back. I mean, and then some. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Now, a lovely business.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: like, how much like time are you spending per day, like with this right now?
I can easily fill my day, but I spend probably 2 hours, 3 hours doing dedicated stuff for this.
Okay.
Yes. I do my own videos and images and so forth. So.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I can spend as much time as I want on it because you know, the more images and the more videos and the more ad copy you trial, the better.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I love that. That's great. And you're doing it the right way, where you're creating your own original stuff, which is awesome. It's going to make your ads stand out from everybody else, and that's important too. It obviously takes a little bit more time, a little more tedious, of course, but I think the return is worth the effort. For sure. That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. This is awesome. I'm gonna let me stop sharing your screen here. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So that's great, Johan. So what would you say to somebody that is, you know, obviously watching these videos? We always, you know, I always do these videos, you know, with students, and I always get a ton of messages, and they're like, you know, geez, I'm thinking about doing it, but I'm not sure. Like, is this real? Like, what would be your advice to somebody that is thinking about joining but hasn't jumped in yet?
Just do it. You know, there's no reason to not do it.
Yeah.
You know, it is probably one of the cheapest ways to get into business online.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can obviously go into Clickbank and start trying to do it for free. Using email marketing, but there you pay as well. But anyway, you can try and chase that. But if you really want to know that you're going to put effort in and you're going to put some money in, and there's almost a guaranteed return, you can almost calculate that return, and you can then scale it. There's no reason to not do this. You know, you just have to bite the bullet and go and do it.
Oh, for sure.
And if you can, join the inner circle as well. You know, if you can't, there's a lot that you can do just as a standard member of the program. But the more you involve yourself and the more you interact with people, the better it is for you.
For sure. Oh, I agree. And even with the course price, I mean, right, you know, at $9.97, I mean, you know, you made it back in the day, like your investment back then.
Well, yeah, I mean, $9.97, everybody has to pay that up front.
Sure.
But even the inner circle, you know, when I signed up for that, I thought, you know, what is it, $10 a day?
Yeah.
You know, $10, $15 a day. You know, that if you can't invest that, then, you know, think different. Go and find $10 a day. Don't go and buy that Starbucks coffee.
Yes,
you know?
yes, exactly.
And spend it on a Robbie.
Yeah, spend it on me. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, because it's going to come back, you know, many times over for sure. Which is, you have to invest in yourself. I love that, and that's so true. So any you know, last pearls of wisdom, Johan, before we call it a day here?
Just go slow, go steady.
Yeah.
It's not get rich quick, but you can get rich steady. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that, Johan. Well, thank you so much for doing this. And guys, if you're watching this video, you're inspired by Johan's story, and obviously with everything that's going on at Commission Hero, and you haven't joined yet, then there'll be a link somewhere on this page where you can get started. But Johan, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate this. I know that, like, everybody that sees videos like this, they get inspired, which obviously, allows them, so your story is going to help out a lot of people. And I know that a lot of people are going to have their breakthrough because of your story. So I want to thank you for doing this.
It's a pleasure.
Awesome.
Doing it.
Awesome. Good. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, we are recording. What's going on? Robbie here once again. I'm super, super excited because I have another success story from Commission Hero. This is Waju. Waju is, man, I'm so excited for him, man, because literally we're doing this video right now. It's the day after Christmas. And he just had his first $1,000 day on Christmas, guys. So, which is like a pretty good Christmas present, if you ask me, right?
Absolutely.
Like, Santa Claus was good to you. So, yeah, I'm so excited for him because, he hasn't been in the course that long. He's got a crazy story, and he's been trying for a long time to make money, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. But that's why I want to do this video right away. I was like, Waju, we gotta talk, man. We gotta do this call right now because I think that your story is amazing, and I'm so happy for you, man. So thank you so much for doing the interview here. Now, I got to ask you, how does it feel to make your first $1,000 in one day?
It's like being born. It's like being born. Like you're finally on the road. You've been rough roading, and then you hit the smooth road, and boom, you're ready to gun it down and just go. It's beautiful.
Awesome,
it's
man.
great.
That's awesome. So, yeah. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So I know that, give me a little background on yourself, like where you're from and kind of how you found Commission Hero, and tell me your story. Yeah.
Okay. I'm what you call a Nigerian prince.
Nigerian prince. Okay. Nice.
Okay. I'm from Nigeria originally, and I heard about Clickbank. I started seeing people on online show checks, of Clickbank way back in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to start it. I wanted to be part of the party, so I tried to join in 2011.
Wow.
But I discovered Nigeria wasn't even on the list of countries.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not.
So it was shocking. And a lot of people came up with hacks. You hide your IP, claim other countries. But those who did it, they kept being detected, and they lost their accounts. And I just couldn't get an account to open.
Oh, wow.
I had a brother here, but he wasn't willing to offer up his identity to, he afraid of taxation and people mindsets,
Yeah.
So I couldn't get it done, but I have a weakness. I totally suck at failing.
Uh-huh. That's a strength, my friend. That's a strength.
I just can't let it go. I have this vengeance, like, no, I got it. So early this year, I heard from Jason. Jason, he lives in Tennessee. He's been someone I've been talking to online.
Yeah.
And he showed the first screenshots of somebody. How can a human being be making $100 per week? Like, oh no, don't start this journey again. I don't want,
Yeah. It was my screenshot, right?
Yeah, that was your screenshot. I was like, who's this guy? And then I go watch the webinar, and it's just been like that. And somehow, but at the time I saw it, I was just newly here. I still didn't have my social security. I didn't have all these things then.
Yeah.
So I couldn't join.
Yeah.
And I finally got it. In fact, it was so fast because I just feel like the stars are aligned in my favor, kind of, because a lot of people don't have it for years here. They're hiding under the radar and all that. But when I fired, I just got it in 2 months. That was the first thing I did.
Yeah.
Like when it came in the mail, that was the first thing I did. I said, Clickbank, I'm coming for you. So I went and watched your webinar again, and I saw people And then I tried to do it kind of reverse hack, you know, like I tried to sneak out some names there and I go check them like, this is real. These are real people.
Wow.
So I jumped on and it was the normal thing, the analysis paralysis, like having to choose a product was another tough thing because there are many rules people say, but when I joined, I just followed everything that was written, that was in the videos. In fact, I had a notebook. My notebook is somewhere there. I took a notebook and a pen. Every new thing I learned there, I said, okay, you did this. And I followed. My first attempt, I tried the battery offer, and I got my account suspended.
Yeah.
Then I went back to the videos again and went over it again. And at that time, that was when people like Noel were showing like 30 grand. And, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I was determined not to lose.
Yeah.
You know, so I went back to the videos and I saw there's this fear. I've done a bit of online selling before.
Yeah.
I've always not been the employment type. So I love my freedom. I love to wake up when I want. So there's this thing about it. You get scared of throwing too much money at it. So that's a mistake I discovered I was about to start doing again. Like you only put so much into it. You try to play safe on your ad spend, and then maybe you start doing $5 per day. But I just caught myself doing that. I'm like, don't do this again. And and I went back to the full. I went out fully. I took the risk. My little stash of cash from other things I had been doing. I created multiple ad sets. I actually made a post on Facebook like, Mark, please be good. And just like that, the first sale, boom, 79, boom. And I was like, oh, this is real. Then the second, that was the first week. I started advertising on November 29th. You know, no. I dropped the battery idea. Then I went again and I saw the spy tool that you talked about.
Spy tool,
Yeah, and it's pricey. It's kind of pricey. I'm like, burn this bridge. I was really doing a lot of talking to myself. That's why I say the most important thing in this thing is personal mojo, like having your own, like holding yourself by the throat, like do this, and then there's this hashtag you talk about all the time, put in the work, do the work. So I just bit the bullet and I got the spy tool. And it was it's like finding diamonds everywhere, and that was just what changed it for me. The moment I began to see, it's like tasting blood, the moment I began to see the sales coming, the first 2 days, November 29 to, I saw 100, and can I show you?
Let's check it out. Absolutely. Let's take a look at the laptop here.
So if you see this,
just bring it a little closer, Waju. Bring it. As close as you can get there. There we go. Okay. I see it there. So you got.
So if you see this here. The first week was 176.
Wow.
That was the first week.
176. That's crazy, right? And now, what were you at the last week here?
Last week I was at 3 grand, 3,000. 3,187, and that was because actually because I my ad spend, I had to pipe low because I was running out of cash.
For sure.
And I didn't have much of a credit score. So I just paused those heavy spending on the ads, and I created a fresh ad set following the exact same thing. And It just
I love
it just went boom. Like the ROI changed.
Yeah.
And I know
Yes.
it's
Yeah. Tell me about this, Waju. So you had your first $1,000 day. How much money did you spend yesterday to get that $1,000?
I spent $277.
Crazy, right, guys? Listen, like that's insane, right? $277. He put $277 in, and he got over $1,000 back out, which is unbelievable. That's amazing. And Waju, you gotta tell the people this story too. Like we were talking about this earlier before you hit record, right? Where you're from Nigeria, so you had to flee your country to come here. Like, tell me a little bit about this. This is really, really amazing, right? Just tell me the story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is what happened. Like I was born. I had a little bit of speech defect growing up. I couldn't really speak properly. I had a horrible stutter, like and it was horrible, like painful. I'll break down in tears. So as I grew older, I just resigned to writing as my main means of communication. Like, so I decided development early. Now the presidential candidate in my country invited me to work on the in the writing campaign messages, and that's how I began to work with them. But the incumbent doesn't care. It's not like Trump. If you go on Twitter, you see people talk to Trump and say things to the president of America, and nothing happens. You can do that in Nigeria. You could end up, you could just vanish.
Oh wow.
Yeah, or you could spend. Some of my people just got released from detention on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Yeah, it took the intervention of the U.S. government to get them released. Like, it's that horrible. So when the election took place in February, March this year, and then everything was manipulated, a lot of my people were shot dead, were killed, and it was violent. Like, if you spoke the name of the opposition candidate, you could get your arms chopped off. Wow. So I was heartbroken because I really expected this guy to win. He was the winner, but everything was manipulated. I was so heartbroken that, I happened to have a visa. So I just told my wife, like, babe, we're getting out of here. I don't care what happens, so we escaped.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she had to travel a day before me. She and my daughter had to travel a day before me so as not to draw attention. Yeah. And I came the day after on April 4th.
Wow.
That's how I found myself here.
Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable, man. So you had to flee your country for political reasons, and just it wasn't safe. And now you came here to the United States, and so trying to figure out ways to make money. You said that you had a moving job for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I've always been the entrepreneurial type.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not too much good for regimented lifestyle, wake up, so I didn't want to work, but my hosts at the time, the people who took us in when we arrived here, we stayed with them for like 90 days. They are working class people, and it's out of respect because they kept talking about getting a job, and no one would give me a job because I didn't have the work permit and stuff. So, but I got some people were willing to give us some very low pay jobs for whatever. So I got this moving company job, and it was on June 26th. I resumed, and by 10 a.m. I was gasping, but my pride didn't let me quit. But by 2 p.m. I knew that if I walked one more hour, I'll probably drop dead because I was lifting things. I was lifting, and there was no gap. Everybody else there was some pill or alcohol or marijuana, like that they needed it for the energy to deliver on time. But it was all new to me, and I couldn't take all these things. I was terrified. So I just told my supervisor, "I'm sorry, I can't continue." He was all shocked, like, people are looking for jobs, you working out. I can't die here. And I walked back home. I remember I walked back home like it's like 1 hour distance. from where I chose to walk and just clear my head. And I remember I kept saying to God, like, I'm sorry for thinking a job was my way out. I promise to go back and face my entrepreneurial dreams. I promise I'm never going to try this again because I was gasping, like I was out of breath, like I was scared.
Wow.
So that was the moment, I said I was going to give this dream of entrepreneurship my all in America. This is a lot of opportunity, for Christ's sake. So that was how I just went back, and I tried other things. I was making a bit of money on other things, but Clickbank is wonderful because you don't have to handle support issues. You don't, a lot of the things of having your own business, you don't have to bear a lot of the burden. You just, as long as you can make sales. Like, so I had my eye on Clickbank, and here we are.
Man, I love this. This is amazing, man, because I think like you're just like, I would just call you an excuse killer, man, because it's like, we have so many people, we have people that are, I can't afford to do this, or I'm not, I got to think about this, or dude, you're just like, you know what? Like I've been wanting to do this since 2010, like, or 2011, right? You've been wanting to do it, like, and then you just went and jumped in, man. When you had that opportunity, when you got that, your Social Security card, all that stuff, like you just went for it, right? You didn't tiptoe in, you just jumped in, and I think that's awesome, man. I think I'm so proud of you, man, and the fact that
Thank you.
And plus, like, you just had your first $1,000 day, which is like, probably you probably made a lot more in one day with Clickbank than you did moving, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything. Like I was out all day visiting friends.
Yeah.
And then I come back and I see it at 890.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's good. That's the highest I've ever made in a day.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So I was just fiddling around online. Then as I try to go to bed, I just go back and check it. And whoa, I did not expect to hit that result yesterday. I didn't expect it like that. Because the typical was I put $1 in, I make $1. I'm grateful enough for that.
Sure.
But this time around it's 277, and then you make $1,000, that's 700 profit. Oh, that's great. That was grateful, very grateful.
So now that now that you've had your first $1,000 day, like how does that change like your future? How does that change like your goals? Like where do you want to go now with this?
Oh, I want to make it consistent.
Yeah.
Make it. That's the mission now. Like I have this thing. If something's working for me, I talk about it a lot. I've already been talking about. There's this guy. I watch this webinar and look at what I'm doing. I'm telling people like I'm like an evangelist right now.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So, because it's particularly because of my situation. I work from home. I don't get to see my friends because they're all working. The few people I know here, they're all working there and stuff. And I'm like, I don't get to see them at all in the whole month. So I've been sending them screenshots like, look, this is what I'm doing. I need you to know because I want as many people to participate in what I'm doing. So I have two missions right now.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to make this consistent. If I make it consistent, I know that I can have a 10K day also. I can have a 5K day. I can have a 10K day. But more importantly, I want the consistency to be there. If I do 30 grand in a month, look, people don't earn that 30 grand in a month. People don't earn that in a year in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They don't earn that in a year. Like what I just made yesterday is upper middle class income in my country.
Wow. For a month?
Monthly income. Yeah, per month.
Oh my God. Wow, that's crazy.
So
yeah.
People earn, I know people that earn $100, the equivalent of $100 in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I've been telling a lot of my people like, this is it. This is the most stressless income I've ever earned, ever.
Yeah.
I've sold things online. I've done things online, but this one, like I'm doing nothing. All I wake up and do these days is wake up, check my stats, and scale up my ads. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
it's almost sinful.
it is simple. It is simple. Absolutely, man. I love
No,
that.
I almost feel guilty. Like, how can you just do nothing and make all these? Like, oh God.
Right. Yeah. No, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty at
No,
all.
no.
You deserve it, my friend. You deserve it. And you took.
I deserve it.
Yes,
I deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's important, right? Because I think that so many people, when it comes to money, like people think like, oh, I don't deserve to be more successful. I don't deserve, they have these like, inner thoughts, which is
Inner
normal,
thoughts,
right? Like,
yeah.
we all kind of grow up that way. Even me, when I first started, I kind of had those thoughts too. Like, oh man, like, should I really be making this much money? And but like once you get past that, like, yes, you should. Like, you should be able to, be able to improve your lives, and not just for you, but for your, for your family, and I mean, it's life changing stuff, right? So that's, yeah, why not? Yes, you deserve it.
Absolutely. I deserve it. Nothing is too big for me.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's amazing, man. So tell me about like like your experience inside Commission Hero. Like, obviously you're having success, and you're like, what, like, just what's your thoughts on the course?
Yeah. Okay. Let me put it this way. I've joined. I tried Shopify.
Yeah.
And I've paid out a lot of money to gurus this year.
Yeah.
I'm talking like $1,000, $5,000 there, and once you paid and they give you a login to the members area, that's all. You don't hear from them again.
Yeah.
You don't hear from them. It's like, oh, I got your money. Thank you, mama. One bam. Thank you, mama. Like, everything changes. These guys follow you up so passionately in the emails and everything. They follow you with retargeting ads and everything just to get you to join. But once you join, it goes, you don't hear anything from them again. But it's different in Commission Hero. Like, it's different. Robbie, I'm not saying this to flatter you, okay? But Robbie is such a humble person. Because there's some answers there's some questions people ask in the group that I personally, maybe temperament-wise, I see the questions, I'm like, how can you be asking this kind of question? But Robbie comes down and still answers them. I never see him exasperated or snap at someone like most gurus do. You take everybody as if you treat us as if you treat me as if I'm the only person in the world. That's the experience I have. I believe I have your attention, and that is a very key part. Like, somebody has my back, so I don't need to be afraid of getting lost. I don't need to be afraid of getting confused. Like, just having that idea that you have a coach, not just a guru who dishes overload 100 videos and then leaves you to battle it out with Facebook, with all the challenges of doing this. But Robbie is there, and not just you. I find out that the people who win, people who are doing well, who started earlier than others and who are getting the great results, everybody is so helpful. Like, it's as if there's a rush to help anybody with a problem.
Yeah. And
that is priceless, because you don't get it. I've spent a lot to learn stuff. JVs, I've tried all these things, but coming here, this is you're not real.
Oh,
you're not real. You don't treat us like customers. No, you treat us like family. Like family, and that's it. That's something I really appreciate. Thank you.
Oh, hey man, of course. Well, thank you for being in the course, dude. I mean, that's like I tell everyone, that's the reason why I created it, because I wanted to give back. Hey, I've had a lot of success with my Clickbank stuff and being #1 and everything, and I want to give back. And I think that's why people that like you, Waju, like you have success, like you're going to help other people too. So it's just
absolutely. I'd love to help too.
Yeah, and I love that. And you're right. Like inside the group and in the course, it's like a community. Like everybody's helping everybody. Everyone's positive. Like there's no negativity allowed. Like
no
success or bust. So yeah, I love that. It's awesome. So yeah, man. So what would you say to somebody that's obviously we're gonna have a lot of people watching this video, of course, and we're gonna have a lot of people that haven't joined Commission Hero yet. Like, what would be your advice to somebody that's like on the fence or has been thinking about it for a while? Like, what would be your advice to somebody like that?
Okay. This is like I like to give this analogy, like the whole I don't do Bitcoin. Okay. Sure. But I know there was a guy who in 2009 or 2008 and 9, he paid for pizza with 10 Bitcoin.
Yes.
And now one Bitcoin is thousands of dollars, you know. And I said, like, it's just a reminder that there are some opportunities we're facing, we're before us right now, they're so obvious before us right now that we probably despise and that we are going to regret not taking serious in a few years' time. You know, to be honest, I believe anybody who turns down this opportunity is going to be like, even if they do come back in some months' time or years' time, they're going to be like, why didn't I start this earlier? Yeah. You know, and that I don't like regret. I don't like that regret, because I have this issue with fear. So I don't like regret. I don't like to regret anything. So anyone who is on the fence now, look, everything was against me. That's what I would say to you. Everything was against me. I am not your typical success story, but if I did it with all the other challenges and everything, it's not that hard. And for example, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I did everything I spent. I recovered everything. Mm-hmm. My ROI on the course is perfect. On every other thing, like I wish I had started in April.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself through that. So like if I started in April, I started promoting on 29th of November, and today is the 26th. It's barely 30 days, and I have these results. What if I had started like 3 months earlier or 6 months earlier? What would I be doing now? I'll probably be doing 10K days by now. Yeah. 10K days.
Yeah, I love
and there are no Sundays. There are no holidays. Yeah. Like I did that on Christmas Day. Like who makes money on Christmas Day?
Crazy.
You know,
amazing.
It's just the best thing that can happen to anybody who has dreams. Yeah. You know, like I remember when things were rough, and I told my wife I didn't have money for expensive stuff, and I bought her some jewelry, or I looked at some fake pearls, and I said, gave it to her. I said, please accept this in place of a diamond. You know, yeah. Like that one will come in future. Now I'm able to do much more better for my family. Yep. We went to Florida, wow. You know, and I was making money while I was in Florida.
Wow, that's awesome.
I was getting sales. That was in my first week. I was getting sales. And I didn't feel so bad about the cost of getting into Disneyland, because I know I made the money back already. Yeah. Wow, I was having fun, and it was happening. Like,
isn't that amazing? Right? Like you're in Disneyland, like you're spending time with your wife, and you look at your Clickbank, you're still making money. Like even though you're on a roller coaster, but you're still making money. I mean, that's amazing, right? That's the dream.
There's a you know, they say Facebook is addictive and all that, but I just discovered there's a bigger addiction than waking up and then you grabbing, checking Facebook and refreshing your Facebook status and all that. No. Now what I do, maybe it's good or bad, I don't know, but I find that when I feel maybe a little bit bored or something, I just go on my phone and I refresh my Clickbank, and that's addictive now. I don't know if it's good or bad, but that's what's
I think it's a good. Hey, there's worse addictions, Wajir.
Yeah.
This is a good one, right? This is a really good. And I do the same thing. Every few hours, I'm refreshing all the time. I've been doing this for years, so I love that, man, dude. I'm so happy for you. I mean, like, hey, this you know, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I mean, the fact that you had to flee your country. I mean, you had. You know, everything was against you, right? You had every excuse not to be successful, right? You could have taken any of those excuses, right, and run with them, but you decided not to, and I think that's amazing, man. It just shows a lot about your character, and it shows like just how determined you are to be successful, and that's amazing, man. I love that. And I think man, I wish more and more people would be like that. I know that a lot of people are gonna see this video and they're gonna be fired up, and they should be excited. They should be fired up.
They should be.
Yes, exactly.
Don't miss out. Yeah.
Don't miss out. Yeah, so I'm excited, man. This is great. So any last words of advice or pearls of wisdom for people before we call it a day?
Yeah. I I have this piece of paper on my mirror in the bathroom, and
Yep.
I know what I want to earn. I know I know the challenges of having a single health crisis and the expenses involved, especially in a place like this. And you know, we deserve the best. We deserve the. That's I think that's just what pushes me. Like I've been through so much, and I deserve the best.
That's all right.
That's when they'll come.
Nice.
You know, look at her. Like being able to make them happy to provide for, yeah, you scared me, being able to do the best for them,
Yeah.
and that's the joy on their face.
Yeah.
Is that's the reward. So I think for me, I'd say think about it. If you're watching this, I'll say just look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what you think you really deserve.
Yeah.
What do you deserve? No, bye bye. You know, that's just it. Because I had to convince myself, like when I did that moving job and I was almost gasping my whole back, I couldn't go out for 2 days after that. You know, I just kept telling myself, no. That's why I quit that job. The same day I started, I quit it. Like, no, I deserve better than this. I know people do it. People are grateful for the opportunity to do that, to have a job, but I deserve better than killing my body for this, you know. And if you're watching this, I believe you deserve better, and I believe you believe so too. So don't delay. Do this for yourself. It's a good time. Christmas. January is going to be a great time for promotion.
Oh yeah.
So join this and let's do this. Let's celebrate our successes together.
I love it. I love it, man. That's great, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on today with the interview, man. I really appreciate it. I know your story is going to inspire a lot of people. And yeah, guys, if you're watching this video, obviously there'll be a link somewhere on this page where you can jump into Commission Hero if you haven't already. But Waju, hey, man, thanks again so much. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day, man. Thanks to everybody for watching this video, too. All right.
Bye. Say bye.
All right, guys, what's going on? Robbie Blanchard here once again. I am super excited because we have another student success story. I feel like I'm doing these every week, and the reason why is because I'm doing them every week. And so I'm super excited here because we have Katarina. And Katarina, I'm so excited to have her on today because we've known each other for a while, actually, even before I started Commission Hero, even before we did anything. And here she is, a new $1,000 a day student. So Katarina, I'm so excited to have you on here. This is awesome.
Thanks, Robbie. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm thrilled with what you've made and what you've created and the opportunity that's given me and so many other people too. Because, like with my story, my background is I'm in this world. So I'm in the affiliate marketing world. I do list management and affiliate management for clients, and I've been doing it for 10 years. And I've had success on Facebook with running ads and things like that. And when I first started the course, I think I bought it like in June, like pretty much like soon after you initially released it. Cause I was like, oh, I got to support Robbie and I want to learn and everything. So, so I bought it and I had a little bit of success, and then I got an ad account shut down. I got a couple, slaps from Facebook, which I never had before, and I have like several fan pages, and I'm used to dealing with Facebook. So it just really like discouraged me. And I was like, all right, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I'll just stick to over here, making money and really it was just not being open to it. So I came back around and I was like, okay, 2020 is going to be my year. I'm going to master this. And I really want to figure it out because I was seeing the success that everyone in the group is having. And, I know you, so I know your success too, personally, and it's wonderful. And when I did, I started in December the 12th.
Yep.
Just really starting. I went through the course again, like speed went through it again, forgot everything that I thought I knew about Facebook, which is one of the most important things. Like if you're going to learn, you can't say, yeah, but I know.
Yeah.
So like if you're going to learn, you have to be open and you have to say, okay, I don't know this. Let me just do it the way you say to do it and follow your lead and do exactly what you say. And when I did that, I started on December 12th. I started with about $100 ad spend, and then saw, okay, I made $300, and then I started to go up. And then Christmas came around. I got a little nervous with Christmas because, it's up and down. So I scaled back my spend to 200 a day. Then I bumped it up, and then I did 3 days ago $1,000, $1,110, and that was on a $336 ad spend.
Wow.
So
not bad, not bad.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And then today, as we're recording here, you just had another day, right? And that also so cool. Yeah, actually, let's might as well just show the screen right now if you don't mind. Yeah, let's get potatoes here. And now I got to ask you, how does it feel to have your first $1,000 day? Because I know we were talking earlier, and you mentioned that you usually do this for clients, but like for you personally to make this much money in a day, like how does it feel?
Oh my gosh, it's liberating. It's like yes, and it's so easy for me to do it for clients, but then when you're doing something for yourself, it's different because there's the emotional aspect of it too that you turn off for clients. For clients, you don't have it. You're very analytical.
Yeah.
But it's just freeing, and it's like, oh my gosh, I did it. And I know if I did it, I could do it again and keep repeating it. Yeah. And it's really about the mindset, like knowing that I accomplished it. I know I can do it again and not worry about, the negative stuff that, oh my gosh, well, what if you can't repeat it? No, I can't. So,
yeah, I love it. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And I love it because right now as we're recording, it's like 4 p.m. on my time. It's probably like 3 p.m. your time. And, and you're already at $1,000. I mean, there's a lot of day left.
I know.
And it's a Tuesday. It's New Year's Eve. And it's like,
I know.
Oh my God. I mean, that's amazing. I'm so excited. This is great. And I love looking at Clickbank screenshots because like, here's the other thing too, like on December 3rd, the week of December 3rd, you made $12.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, then you doubled it, $30, and then you went to $400, then $2,000. Now you're at like almost $5,000. I mean, that's in the matter of like a month. I mean, that's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, in no other business are you going to find that you can make the money like this quickly, relatively easily. It doesn't take that long. You can double, you can triple it, and you can keep it going. And it's not stressful at all. It's fun, but you have to also treat it like a business too.
Yes. You have to treat it like a business. You have to take it serious. I agree. I think that's the one difference. I think that's what every one of these videos I've done, every one of these interviews I've done, people treat it like a business. I think and you have to, because you got to take it serious. Like if you want to make the kind of money that you can make, you have to go all in on it. So that's awesome. This is really cool. Let's see here. So how much have you spent so far today?
So today I have spent about $226. So my ad spend is $450 for the whole day today.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so $226 and $1,000. Yeah.
That's not a bad return on investment.
No, not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
You almost put $1 in and almost getting $4 back. I mean, that's like, oh my God, that's great.
Yeah. Yesterday it was funny. I was a little disappointed because my ad spend yesterday was $370 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that, and I just like barely broke even. But I'm like, oh well, who cares? Like,
yeah, for sure. And it's something that like, I tell people that like you can't look at it day to day. Like it's like the stock market; it'll go up and down a little bit. Mondays can be tough sometimes, but look at that. I mean, Tuesday, like the day after, boom, rebounding back into it. So that's awesome. I'm so excited for you. This is awesome. Cool. I'll stop you sharing here. So so tell me what your your big breakthrough was, because I know that you joined a few months back, and I think you said July, and then you kind of said you kind of tried it. And you have past experience, so you're pulling from that past experience, which I think sometimes gets in the way, right? And then you stopped, and then all of a sudden you came back in. Like, what was the big aha moment from where you were then to where you are now?
I think the biggest thing was forgetting what I thought I knew and saying, okay, I'm really going to do this, and I'm not going to expect it to happen in 2 weeks, right? Because sometimes you see some students that have super fast success where it's like, 2 weeks, they're up to $1,000 a day. And you're like, wait, how did they do that? Like, why am I not doing that?
Yeah.
But keeping it focused on, okay, this is my journey. Like, I love everybody in the course, and I think everybody's awesome, but I'm not in a race with anybody else. And my biggest thing was, I have a 3-month plan that I mapped out, and I'm like, okay, here's where I want to be in a week. I mean, my first goal was $100 a day for myself. My second goal was $500 a day. My third goal is $1,000 a day, which I've hit. My fourth goal is $2,000 a day, and I want to do $2,000 a day consistently for the next 30 days. So however I can make that happen, I'm going to make it happen. And my biggest thing is just knowing that I'm committed to making it happen, and not just like trying it a little bit and giving up. You just have to, like, for me, I have to focus on one thing. And this is the one thing that I'm focused on right now, make it work.
And that's so true. And really that's like the definition of like being successful is so many people, when they think about doing something like this, they're like, oh, I'm going to give it a try, or I'm going to see if it'll happen, or, oh, I'd love to make some money. But that's just like hopes and wishes. It's not like you're like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm committed to it. I'm going to make it happen no matter what. Mm-hmm. You're going and doing it. Like that's why you're successful. It's that simple. And I wish more people would understand that. It's just set your goals and go for it no matter what. That's awesome. So tell me about your, kind of your experience inside the course. I mean, obviously, you know me for a while, and I think when we first met at the Clickbank Platinum, was it Platinum or was it Rosa?
No, it was Clickbank Platinum was when we first met up, but I think we met most of it before. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we had that conversation by the pool at Clickbank Platinum, and I was asking you like all these questions, and you were, you're just, sharing very freely as you always do. And it intrigued me because I always wanted to do Facebook advertising and do affiliate marketing this way, because I'm doing it in the JV world and the email list management world as well. So my thing in the course is everybody's very giving, everybody shares, everybody like just freely shares knowledge and experience and helps each other. And I love the long posts. Like some of the members do really long, detailed posts, which they're like instruction guides in themselves. So there's so much knowledge and so much sharing and so much support from you specifically. That's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I love that, because I think that so many people have success, but the thing that sets the people of our course and Commission Hero apart from other stuff is like, people will share, they'll say like, hey, I'm successful. Here's what I did to be successful. And it's just like, people are open book. Like everyone's like very like open and transparent. I think that's why we have so many success stories in Commission Hero, honestly.
Yeah.
Everyone gives back. And it's kind of like I think it's a community, honestly. I think people are really, really dialed in and excited for people, and positive, and there's no jerks in there, which is which I make very, very sure there isn't. But that's awesome. So what would you say for someone like that, is thinking about joining Commission Hero, or is like on the fence about it? Because like literally I get thousands of messages, literally thousands of messages from people saying like, oh, I'm thinking about it, or I'm not sure, or like, is this real? Like, what would you say to somebody like that?
It's very real. You're very real. I'm a real person. You're a real person. We're not here like just, playing around. I would say if they're on the fence, then they have to make the decision within themselves. Do they want this as a real business for them to do? Right. But it's a very easy business. You can run it yourself. Like my other business, I have employees, I have overhead, I have all of these things that I need to make sure every month XYZ happens. But this is something that there is an investment, but are you willing to put in the time and the learning and the financial investment too? Because it's not like you're going to make $5,000 and invest $10. No, there's,
I wish, but no.
Yeah. So my thing is, if you're really serious about creating another income stream that is way easier than a lot of things out there that have huge learning curves, then dive in, you know, give it a real like 3 to 6 months for it to actually work out for you.
I agree. And I love what you said there too, because because you have another business, right? And you have overhead, you have employees, you have just ongoing cost, and it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like the potential with what's in Commission Hero, you can make way more.
Oh, yeah.
And you can do it yourself. And it's, I mean, how many hours a day are you working on this right now?
I tend to get obsessive, so I spend like a little bit more time. But I mean, honestly, like yesterday, I spent all in all 3 hours just setting up ads, like doing the data, just because I really wanted to nail some stuff down and understand things. But probably once you have everything set up and replying to comments on the page, right? Because people are always like leaving comments and just making sure like all that's cleaned up. Like 2 hours. You can literally do it in 2 hours and I can make 10 times more doing this than I can with my business, which is a good business. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, that's why I get so excited about this stuff, because it's like, and it's awesome too, because I'm so happy for you, because we know each other before. We both kind of been in the online space, and you were doing something separate from this, and it's like you were kind of a beginner, but not really, and it's like now you're